All right, so hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of this Intentionally Left Blank. So I'm Angelina. Got my other host Frankie. Say hello.
Hello, how y'all doing tonight?
And then we got two esteemed guests on our panel tonight, uh, Slim and Nate. Nasty Nate.
Hey y'all,
That's
how's
his
it going?
gang name.
Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, so all right, here we are. So the first topic is ghosts and aliens.
Cool.
So I guess we might as well just get right into it. So let's go around and see where we're at. So Slim, do you believe in ghosts and aliens? And by believe, I'll say, okay, so for ghosts, it's that like there could be a ghost walking around your apartment one night and like, hey dude, what are you doing? And then an alien is that aliens have come to Earth. Or or in the solar system, but whatever, yeah.
Ghosts, not so much, just because I feel like we would notice it a lot more. But aliens, on the other hand, yeah, actually, I mean, if we think that we're the only intelligent or semi-intelligent for some of us species out there in the universe, then I find that very hard to believe. So yeah, I think that there's definitely a very, very strong possibility that there's aliens out there. And plus, if you look through history, like especially in ancient times, like some of the stuff they built and came up with, uh, we still haven't, even with modern technology, be able to figure out how an ancient civilization was able to build it unless they had help and other people that were able to assist them. So yeah, I'm thinking there's got to be aliens out there.
Okay, so we're on board for aliens, but we're anti-ghost.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, I guess anti-ghost. Yeah.
Okay. Nate. Nasty Nate.
As far as aliens visiting planet Earth, absolutely. The Earth's been around how many thousands, if not millions of years? It'd be foolish to believe nothing else has ever visited here. Especially just because in our brief short time of keeping history of things, what, 4,000 years? I mean, maybe we haven't caught very good history of it, but I'm sure that without a doubt they've visited here. Um, Ghosts, like I guess not in the flesh, obviously, but being visible and like being able to like see you and like fuck with you and shit. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I've seen some stuff that I can't say 100% was a ghost, but it certainly makes you wonder. Same thing with aliens. Can't say it was 100% an alien, but it certainly makes you wonder. So I don't know. I don't have enough evidence, but I certainly believe in both.
All right, cool. Frankie?
I'm gonna swear by ghosts, and this is why. At work, I've had this experience where in the big bathroom, I heard somebody be in the stall next to me get up, swing the door, go wash their hands, and open the big door, and there was no one in the bathroom with me.
Oh.
And it's not the only time that that's happened in that bathroom. So I am for sure that that place is haunted. Aliens, I don't know. I'm going to go half and half on that one.
Okay. Well,
Half and half as in they exist. You don't think they visited Earth?
Oh yeah, so you don't do you think they visited Earth?
I've met some really strange people. Maybe. There's been some weirdos out there.
So now, when you say that you mentioned this ghost, it seems like at least they were a courteous ghost and they washed their hands. Because I know, some people don't necessarily do that. So at least they were courteous enough to wash their hands.
So that is very, very true. At least they were that courteous and that clean. So I've witnessed that too, unfortunately.
Yes.
You guys ever been in a pitch black room and seen something that like it almost seemed like it was darker than dark? Do you know what I mean?
Oh dude, okay, that's a thing. Like the shadows. right?
Is that I think if that is ghosts, then ghosts are 100% real. Because I have experienced that more than once, and it makes you like wonder. Because you'll be in a dark room, and you'll see shit moving, but it's like, man, I don't know. Is that like you said, shadows or something else?
So that from okay, I have an extensive history of ghost research, but so that whole thing when you like so you're walking down your hall or whatever and you think you see like something like a shadow or whatever, you know, and what that supposedly is that's a different dimension. Like those are people basically living in your fucking house, but they're in like a separate dimension.
So you're talking like the concepts of there being infinite dimensions existing in basically the same world, but having different outcomes, basically.
Yeah. So like you're sitting at your house right now, but there's also like in, you know, dimension B, there's like some, you know, family living there.
So basically, kind of like a Rick and Morty concept, where like there's infinite dimensions with infinite, like in one dimension I'm president, or in another dimension I'm, you know, something else, basically.
Not quite like that. Just go ahead, Nate.
I was just gonna say, like, I kind of believe in the different dimensions and different timelines thing, but the darker than dark being that's pretty intriguing. I've never heard of that before. I thought it was a ghost, but that's something different to think about too. I never thought it could be tied to that. I think of that like infinite dimensions and alternate timelines. I think of that as kind of like karma and what your spirit goes to, like after you die. Like you just kind of get dropped into another one of those because I don't know. I think it's very possible. Like there's a matrix dimension that we're all in a fucking computer, or the Earth's like way better or way worse than it is. Like I don't know. I think that's very possible. I don't know if you guys ever seen the show Fringe, but if you ever watch that, it kind of makes you wonder.
Another good point for that is that would explain like deja vu. If you ever had that where you're like, wow, I feel like I've done this before, but I never have, and then that would kind of lead into, hey, maybe I have done this, but in a different dimension.
What is deja vu when you
Right?
like how do they explain it? Because just me, I mean, I'm a sample size of one and that's all I really know, but I feel like there's definitely times where I'm like, I've done this before.
That's
Like this has happened before.
kind of what deja vu is. Like if you just suddenly it hits you like, hey, I feel like I've had that conversation, or I've met that person before, or I've been in this exact point in time doing this exact thing previously, but your conscious mind knows that you haven't done it. I'm sure there's probably a much better Webster's dictionary, but that's kind of like layman's terms.
I would say my definition of deja vu is where you're experiencing such a vivid memory that it's almost like when you wake up from a really like crazy dream where it's like it felt so real. It's like that, but you're daydreaming. That's what deja vu to me is, where you're just like having a vivid memory, like Slim said, that you've experienced before. You don't remember where or when, but it's so vivid. It's like I know that somehow.
Yeah, it's eerie, and then it like takes you off guard every time.
Yeah, it's
Waking
very
up from a dream, you're like that felt so real, but I know it wasn't. But do I know it wasn't?
yeah, it's like sometimes you just flat out don't know.
It
All
makes
right,
you
so
question.
Frankie shared her ghost story. So does anybody have any ghost stories, like personal ghost stories? Nate?
No, mine was just seeing the place I used to hang out at used to be apparently it was like a mental hospital for a while, and then they turned it into an apartment building, like long ago, like in like the John Dillinger area, because John Dillinger like raided or ran around in the area I'm from, in northern Indiana, and apparently it became like an apartment thing later on because a friend of mine lived in there. And down in that basement is where I seen that stuff where it was darker than dark. Like we'd go down there and hang out, and I just remember seeing stuff moving down there. I'm like, there's nothing else down here. What the hell is moving? That's the only ghost thing I can experience.
I bet
Any
that was a
experience?
cool hangout spot.
was till we did that, and then we quit hanging out down there.
Yeah. Slim, you got a ghost story?
Not really a ghost story. I mean, I remember growing up as a little kid. Our house was kind of old, and it was built in the '50s, and it was creaky, and you'd hear lots of random noises and stuff at night, and when nobody else was home, and you definitely had enough times as a little kid where it freaked you out, and you thought maybe there was a ghost or something, but no actual. I've never actually had any experiences that have made me think it was a ghost.
All right. One time so when I was a kid, my family, like my mom and my siblings and my dad and myself, or sibling, we went to the Grand Canyon, right? It's local. And we stayed in a bed and breakfast in a town called Williams, Arizona. And it was an old brothel that was converted to a bed and breakfast. So we stayed there, whatever. Anyway, we ended up leaving early because every night you would swear to God that the whole downstairs there was an all-night party. You would hear people talking. You would just hear like, when you're upstairs and maybe your parents are having a party downstairs and you hear the music and the talking and like dishes clanging and shit like that. You would hear that in this place, but there was like one other family staying there, and the whole town like shuts the fuck down at 7 p.m. There's like no one on the streets. But it was just so like noisy in that building. So it was just crazy because like I said, the whole place was dead, but like you would hear stuff, you would hear like phrases. It was crazy. So that's my ghost story. And so, yeah, I totally think that ghosts exist. And I do a lot of, since I was a kid, I've always kind of been into it. And there's a website called the Shadowlands, and it's a haunted places index. So you can go on there, look up your state, and maybe your city is there. But yeah, I like to, whenever I go somewhere, I like to look and see if there's anything on the Shadowlands, and then I go there just to I don't know, participate in ghost stuff. Kind of fun.
That's kind of cool. Now, when you heard the voices, did it sound like it was a modern day party, like it was happening right then, or did it sound like it was a party from back when the brothel was open and like it was ghosts having a party?
You couldn't really tell. Like, I mean, you wouldn't like hear, hey John, bring over the fucking whiskey and the hooker. Let me see if I can look this place up. But oh yes, here it is. Let me screen share. But yeah, you would like, so you'd be upstairs, and this is, the rooms are pretty simple. Is there a look? They ghost stories. See, I knew it. Let me see here. Okay, so yeah, so see, these rooms are like old rooms that like they would be banging dudes in. And we were staying in one, and you're upstairs, and it just sounds like downstairs it's filled with people. Like if someone said to me you could walk downstairs and there's a roaring party down there, 50 people and music going, I would have believed you, because it was just very noisy. It was crazy. But yeah, it's see, here's the stairs right here, and you're down. There's like a bakery or a restaurant or whatever downstairs, and you come up. And we were in like these rooms back here, I think, maybe this one or this one, because you could like see off the side of the building. But yeah, you would think that there was a full party going on.
Huh, that's interesting.
At the Red Garter Inn on historic Route 66.
So is that the real Rose Red then?
What do you mean?
Wasn't that a Stephen King's TV show where the house was haunted and it just kept
Yep.
growing and they would have parties and everything else in there?
Rose Red. I remember
Oh
that.
yeah.
That was a screwed up movie. Good movie, but yeah, you definitely don't want to watch that and then go to bed.
I wish they had more like pictures of this because it's actually like super nice looking. It's all like
Do like a Google Images search.
yeah, there we go. Let's do that.
Yeah, I remember watching Rose Red. Forget what year that whole series came out, but
There it is.
it's a nice looking building.
Yeah, it's well, Williams, Arizona is beautiful. It's like this little Route 66 town kind of thing. And yeah, it's nice. There was like a Mexican food place down here, I think. It was super close. It was called Pancho McGillicuddy's. And I always thought that name was just like fucking ridiculous, but whatever, it was good. There's their logo. So I guess that's a hooker.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
That place looks like it deserves to be haunted.
Oh, see these stairs? They were super steep, like a billion stairs practically going straight up. But yeah, it's definitely like the kind of place that would be.
So in other words, you paid the money and then, oh, sorry, you're too drunk to come up the steps. I guess don't have to do anything. I just keep the money.
Yeah, just sleep outside on the street. Probably kick
When you
you
throw
out.
the hooker down the steps, it's harder for her to walk back up and collect her money.
There's a Mexican food place right there, Pancho McGillicuddy's of the Shamrock. But yeah, anyway, that's
Specializing
my.
in Mexican and Irish food, I guess.
I don't remember because I was a kid, but they definitely had Mexican food.
That sounds like
'cause that's
Mexican
what
and
I remember
Irish.
getting. Maybe they know Sean. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that was the ghost stories. What about aliens? Does anyone have an alien story?
Not me.
Slim, Nate.
I mean, I remember as a kid like seeing weird stuff fly through the air and stuff, but sadly,
See, that's-
no
That's where
aliens.
I'm at. I remember vividly going outside with some friends at a park near my high school, and I think it was still in high school, probably like junior or sophomore year. We were out in this park late at night and seeing this green and orange orb just zooming through the sky, but it had this green and orange tail on it, and the orb itself was bright white, and it just moved fast, and it just moved like a remote controlled car, like a drone or something now, and it just had this crazy colored tail on it. But this was like 7, 8 years ago, so I don't know. There's definitely something out there, whether or not we can see it.
Yeah, there's so I've been to Roswell, New Mexico. And when we were there, everybody's cell phone didn't work. And we were all on 3 different networks. So I don't know if anyone received an anal probe that night. I didn't, but I was ready in case it happened.
You're like, not today, aliens, not today.
Oh, yeah. I was like, no, dude. You coming in here? I'm getting you.
Now, when you say you were ready, how were you ready?
Well, in the hotel room, I had like a defensive measure. So if an alien came in and they were like, hey, bitch, it's your time. We're going to scully your ass. I'd be like, nah, alien, not today. And then anal probe them.
Wait,
With what? I don't know. I would have
I
found
was gonna say you'd be into, you don't want to get anal probe, but you turn the tables on them.
Well, yeah, but that's how you get people not to do it, right? So if someone's bullying you, like, I'm just going to punch you.
We'll see
And
if it happened. If it happened now, you'd have 30-round magazines to defend yourself. That might be a good way to segue into our next topic.
Yeah, that is a good way to segue. So yeah, if it happened today, so if an alien came down to anal probe me tonight, I got standard capacity magazines. So yeah,
Congratulations, California. I don't know who won that victory for you, but congratulations.
on behalf of California, I will graciously accept that congratulations. And yeah, so there's something I never thought would happen, and that's a super amazing win for gun rights, both in California and nationwide, which is good for everybody.
Bad news for Koreans and aliens everywhere.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Rooftop Koreans, they they're from LA. Rooftop Koreans are from LA, so they're probably stoked that the 30 round mags are back. But yeah, I guess so. I don't really know. We were talking about it a little bit before the show, but I don't know the legalities of sticking your 30 round magazine into your AR-15 at this point, or other. I'm doing like quotes, like air quotes right now. Assault rifles.
Intentionally left blank is not a lawyer and is not giving legal
Yeah,
advice.
yeah. This is not legal advice. Do not listen to me in any way, shape, or form, because I don't pay attention to anything. So do your own research and hire your own attorney. But yeah, but pistols, dude, you're good. You're good now. So all those people who, well, I say all those people, but the like 5 people that have carry permits in California, shit, they get 15 rounds now.
Yeah, I bet that's what I was thinking about. It's like everybody's excited about the AR-15s, but if I was in California, I'd be like, yeah, that's great, but now I can go get a regular size magazine for my handguns. Like
15
I'd have,
rounds, you're so behind on what's a standard capacity mag. Most guns hold 17 or 18 now.
but I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I would just have a list this long from whichever shop had everything and was willing to ship it. I'd be like, I'll pay them credit cards off in the next 20 years or so.
Not only that, the extended base plates and all those goodies.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah, you know what that reminds me? Because I wanted a Hive base. My Glock 19 is like a blue and black theme, I guess. So I wanted the Hive extender in blue for it, and I couldn't get it because, California was sad before. But now that we're partially liberated,
heck yeah.
yeah, now I could get one. I mean, yeah, I'm mostly stoked. To be honest, like, so I'm stoked for the freedom back because, that sucked. But mostly I'm stoked to not have to reload so much at the range. Loading magazines is horrible.
Not only that, a lot of 10 round magazines are more expensive than standard capacity mags.
Yeah, or they're the same price, which also pisses me off.
Yeah, because they got to put the limiter in or whatever, and they got to do something extra. And usually for some guns, they're basically making it 90% of the reason they're making it is for restricted states like that. So, of course, they
Not
don't.
only the extra step in production, the fact that they probably make a lower quantity, and the best way to make something cheap is to make it a lot of it. So when they only make, 20% of the 10 rounders that they do of the standard capacity, yeah, it's definitely going to cost more.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, the saddest magazine, in my opinion, are those AR-15 10-rounders that Magpul makes, like just the little nubbins, the chodes, if you will. They're
Basically, the
they're
floor
very
plate
sad.
that sticks out of the lower, that's it.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I like that mag. I mean, I only use that for the reason I like that mag is if when I go to the range and I'm zeroing an optic or something where I've got the gun in a rest, like sitting at the table, it's nice because I can have my gun in the rest up and the mag won't hit the table. That's the only reason I like the little 10 rounders.
I have a
Oh, okay.
Caldwell Solo, and I can do that with 20 rounds, no problem.
I've just got like a bag and everything that I set it up on. So yeah, I bet if I
Speaking of
got,
which, 20 rounders, if you want some of the old school, like straight body 20 rounders, those Brownells are good to go. And if you like the old retro style, those are cool. And they work great.
Is Brownell shipping to California? Because there's a lot of a couple places are not shipping to California.
It's a good question. I couldn't tell you.
So how quickly are you gonna go buy all these magazines now?
Uh,
Or
As soon as
not-
everybody hits the subscribe button and follows the Intentionally Left Blank Instagram page, so we
Yeah.
get that big revenue money from YouTube. Holla.
Our first Indiegogo or Patreon or whatever the fuck is buying standard capacity magazines. I guess we also accept donations of standard capacity magazines. So if you have any that need a home, you could send them to California, and some poor shredded on bastard will love them.
They will receive a loving home and be treated well.
Yeah, they will receive a loving home, and they will definitely be treated well.
Well, it looks like Just Daniel has some for you.
Oh, sweet. Does he?
Yep. He said next time you're in the Midwest to remind him, but maybe you can just get him to send them to you.
Oh, sweet. Well, actually, Dano promised me like a pizza lunch, I guess. I mean, I think that's what it was, because I posted a picture of a Giordano's van, or it was a taxi with a Giordano's ad on the back on Instagram. And I said, oh, this makes me think I should go to Chicago. And then Dano said he's got one, around him, which sounds like an invite for an extravagant pizza lunch to me. So I'll get them then. Thanks, Dana.
You know what happens if you buy Dano a pizza, though, right?
What?
In our chat earlier, and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I know. Dana was going to buy me a pizza.
Gotta buy groceries. Gotta buy groceries.
Gotta get some groceries out of that.
Can you get them when you go to the NRA show in a couple weeks?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to go by the NRA show, and if I go to the NRA show, I gotta go to Chicago, and if I go to Chicago, I gotta go to Detroit. So I gotta work a lot in the next couple weeks to pull that one off. But yeah, NRA show, I'm just gonna be honest, I am upset that I gotta pay them to get into that. Like, I gotta become a member again.
Oh, I didn't know that. You have to be a member of the NRA to get into the show?
Yep, because it's an annual meeting.
Yeah.
So
I did not
They
know
do
that.
have sign-ups at the door, and I think it's like $30 for a year membership at the door. But you can buy like pretty much any Taurus or Rossi, and I think it comes with a 1-year membership. So if you know anybody that's bought one recently, I think it comes with a year membership. Or you can just buy the gun for the membership and hock it. Like, I don't know, shoot it for a day and then hock it. There you go.
I'll probably just sign up at Turner's because it's $25. And yeah, I'm super not happy with how the NRA's been. I mean, I know they do other shit, it's just one thing, but I don't know. One thing is a slippery ass slope.
Well, they've done a bunch of other things, but they keep trying to glaze over that kind of stuff.
I will say that I do give money to other organizations like Firearms Policy Coalition, the California pistol rifle, whatever, and GOA. So I do support, I do support our Pro 2A organizations. What about you guys?
Yeah, Firearms Policy Coalition is a big one for me. They're the one I give money to. Need to get on board with GOA though.
Yeah, I love FPC.
FPC is like fights the legal fights, and that shit's expensive. So I know they need the money the most. I mean, I know everybody does, but
Well, what really attracts me to FPC is they do a lot in California. And like, while, the fight is nationwide, there's a lot of fight in California, and this fight like affects me. So I like that they like give a shit and show up, and they're like, yeah, California, which I know the NRA, before someone's like, the NRA gives them money. Yes, the NRA does give people money to fight battles in California, but I wish they would put their name on them, for the publicity or whatever. as well as give the money. But yeah, FPC is good. I definitely encourage everyone to get a membership to FPC. It's like $30 for the year. They send you a sweet patch. They got a bunch of sweet shirts. Yeah.
So Sean is saying over in the Gun Channel side to tell the rip-off shipping cost story from this morning.
Oh yeah. So I go to buy some magazines. I was looking for a couple Glock 17 mags. That's what I'm looking for right now. Well,
Okay.
so I find them. The mags are like $8.99 a piece. I think they're ETS. So okay, whatever. That's fine. Cool with it. Let's buy them. Stick them in the cart. Go to checkout. Shipping was like 15 or $16.
Damn.
Yep.
That's them gouging for because it's going to California.
Yeah, but dude, it was a store in California, so there's no way it's gonna cost you $15 or $16 to ship me a couple fucking Glock mags.
It's a sign.
Like,
Those ETS mags aren't the greatest anyway. You want genuine OEM Glock mags, trust me.
yeah, I know that. Well, I've never had a problem with the ETS shit, and then it's just whatever. But it just kind of pissed me off that, like, come on.
No,
I
it
have-
sucks though. Like when you buy stuff online, you really have to pretty much go all the way through checkout to see if they're going to charge you tax or not, and then see what their shipping is before you can actually determine the true cost per item.
Yeah, which it sucks because that happened to me with Eastwood. I bought a 1 pound bag of powder coat, and the shipping for it, I had choice. They were acting like it was going to take weeks and weeks and weeks. So I went with a little bit faster. It was $12 to ship a 1 pound bag of powder coat, and I got it in a day, and it was from a place 4 miles from me. And I called them up. I'm like, you guys charged me $12 to ship a 1 pound bag less than 5 miles. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, see that I mean, shipping is a cost and like so I'm sure everyone knows whoever's watching this, probably no one that I don't already know, but I run a business and we ship stuff and shipping is a cost. It goes up all the time. They just raised it. But there's like actual shipping and then there's like fuck you shipping.
Yeah. No, and
So,
stuff costs like I shipped somebody out in Minnesota a box of Tasty Cake snacks, and that was like $20 to ship. But I mean, that was a pretty good sized box. It's like, so I kind of understood that.
yeah,
Also,
it's very I don't know.
a
It
box
sucks.
this big. But yeah, shipping. Some people they like to get you on shipping real bad, and then they pocket the rest.
Yeah, and I mean this whole magazine thing, like I get like, fudging the cost up a little bit and, because come on, that's what's going on, right? But if you're a gun shop, I mean, don't you want to like throw guns at California or throw mags at California and like liberate the shit out of us?
Well,
Don't
probably.
you want to be like, make it fucking rain on California?
I've
It
seen
definitely
Help us
spread
to
some
out.
goodwill. Yeah.
Yeah, like help us to stay out.
the problem is you're going to get shops and people, and I'm sure cheaper than dirt probably would do this, but you're going to get people that are going to be like, oh wow, these people all want to buy mags. I can make a little extra money off of this because they're going to pay it because they want to quick get the stuff. So you're going to get the people that are going to be slimy and think, hey, this is a money making opportunity. They're going to take
Exactly.
they're going to restrict their sales to where they'll only sell to California, like whatever mags they have in stock. All of a sudden, unless your IP or whatever is coming from California, they're out of stock, and next thing you know, the price is going to double.
I wouldn't say that they're going to start restricting only selling to California, but I would definitely say you can't be upset with them like marking up the cost a little bit. It's classic capitalism, man. It's supply and demand. Like there's a high demand right now, and there's only X amount of supplies, and they're going to sell them a little more expensive because it's legal. and there's a huge demand right
I'm
now.
I'm not
If
saying
you
it's,
even if you won't pay it, somebody else who's like really hard on for one will. You know what I mean?
well, I'm
If
not
they're
saying
hardcore gouging, then that's kind of shitty, but it is their right to do it.
and I'm not saying like I'm saying it's their right to do that. They can charge whatever they want. They can slap $100 price tag on a standard 30 round PMag, and that's their right to do that. I'm just saying that that's shitty on their part to do that just to try and screw somebody and make some money.
Yeah, I mean, well, I want to say quickly, we were just joined by Potatoes O'Brien. Thank you for joining. And
Yo,
yeah, I mean, I think that super price gouging, like that's fucking shitty. But I mean, I expect, you're gonna bump it up a little bit because come on, it's about money. But like, $50 for a fucking PMag, go fuck yourself, dude. And I haven't heard anyone doing that, but like, crazy shipping or whatever, that's a little shitty. Mark it up a couple bucks, make a little bit on it. Yeah, okay. But just for like being a gun homie, like,
right after Sandy Hook, I mean, people, certain online retailers I'm not gonna name were selling PMags for $100. So I'm surprised I haven't seen that yet.
I am too. I totally thought I would see $100 PMags.
I think they're gonna do what they're doing now, but I mean, just think about it. There's usually a pretty good sale on 4th of July, so it's not too far off, and you have a good chance to stock out.
What
Well,
would be interesting, and here's the scary thought, is we all know there's people coming trying to get that revoked. If it gets revoked, what happens to all the magazines that are in transit?
well, yeah, so that's another point. What Slim's talking about is that the Attorney General filed a basically a request for a stay, which means that things would stay how they were before. You couldn't really buy the mags yet. And they're saying because, basically there's a ton of magazines pouring into California and we can't control it. So they're freaking out. And so they're going to ask the judge and he's going to say, suck it. And then who knows what's going to happen from there. So yeah, the mags that are in transit. What'd you say, Potatoes?
I said we hope and suspect he's gonna say suck it, but I mean, really anything can happen.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but there's
I believe the mags that are in transit. I mean, what are they gonna do? I mean, you bought them when it was legal.
Yeah, but cheaper
And you
than doing
paid the
that.
shipping, and I don't think anybody else is going to cover the return shipping. So, yeah, unless the DOJ is going to go through and be like, oh, this cardboard box is coming from Midway, and this cardboard box has just magazines in it, smash. Like, they're not going to do that shit.
yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to
How can
I don't know. It'll probably be a grandfather thing, but shit, one thing's for sure is there's magazines like pouring into California. The depots are probably like packed with boxes of magazines right now.
Surprised Magpul just doesn't pull in with a dump truck of magazines.
Throw it out of the screen truck. Here you go, everybody! Catch your magazines! Come on!
Magpul, they might. I mean,
That would be cool to watch.
Like drive a truck over.
Yeah, like just have a dump
it's
truck.
probably like making a California mold like they did the Colorado mold, and then they'll be like, here you go, here's your California PMags.
Oh man, that would be sick. I would
Congratulations
totally
on your freedom.
I would totally buy one in
I
celebration.
bet they do it.
They should. But yeah, it's a huge thing because California is basically the ass end of every pro gunner because everyone's like, oh, California all the time. And now we're getting like a little bit of freedom back. So
yeah. It sucks it's got to be California, too, because California is such a beautiful state, dude. I used to visit California every year in the summer, visit my grandpa. I used to go to the San Diego Zoo and Disneyland every year. And SeaWorld. the wild animal park.
I think it's good news for me, and I don't even live in California because it makes me feel like the West Coast is a little stronger. You know what I mean? Like China or North Korea ever wants to get like fucking destroyed, they're gonna get destroyed a little quicker on the West Coast.
Well, maybe it's a good thing for all of us because if, with this little win in California, maybe it'll help us with other accessories like bump stocks.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I mean, I hopefully it's a domino effect on the rest of the country with the magazine laws that kind of gets thrown out. And then yeah, I mean I can kind of see in like legal theory how you could use the magazine thing for the bump stock. I mean that's a little harder because the president kind of signed off on that, but if you prove it unconstitutional, then that's a whole other story. So hopefully we have I mean there's a lot of good constitutionalists out there and a lot of good attorneys that practice constitutional law. So hopefully some of them get on board with it and really fight for it. Because like I mean I made a post on Instagram, or not Instagram, what's that other one? Facebook. And it's I said you should never give up your rights regardless of if you agree with them or not. So if you don't like guns, you definitely should not think it's okay for your government to take guns from people who do, because then what's next? And I mean, if you've seen The Handmaid's Tale, that's basically what happens when the government starts disarming you. It sounds crazy, and I feel like a psycho, like I should put a tinfoil hat on when you say it, but it's true. Sadly, it's true.
Some people look at you like that when you try and explain it to them, but I don't know, some people just still have the wool over their eyes, so to speak. I know it kind of feels crazy to say it that way, but yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a psycho because you're like, the government. But I mean, seriously, that's how that kind of stuff happens is the government starts like, think about Hitler and the Nazis and all that. They took away guns.
Yep.
Right? People think I'm crazy, like at work and stuff, when I tell them I buy the P mags and then like the BCM GI mags whenever like the 10 packs go on sale.
Yeah, I mean, people think you're a nut. I mean, it seems like anytime you mention anything with a gun, especially here, like you can only really talk about guns with your gun friends because everyone thinks you're a psycho. But yeah, I mean, even I don't know. I just feel like every American, if you enjoy the freedoms and liberties of living in America, then you should definitely be concerned with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the things they try to take away from that.
I think the classic example is seatbelt laws. You're literally endangering only yourself, and they wrote a law to police that. Like, who cares if you want to kill yourself? Fucking kill yourself. Like, it's totally up to you. Just another freedom they took away and slowly chipped everything else away.
Totally off topic, but yeah, speaking of seatbelt laws, I find it crazy that in a lot of states you don't have to wear a helmet when you're riding a motorcycle, but you do have to wear a seatbelt. I live in one of those states, and it's just bizarre to me.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I always wondered that. I'm like, okay, so I've got a wall of steel around me in all directions. I have to wear a seatbelt because it's important. But yet, then if I'm on a motorcycle, don't have to wear a helmet. I've got air on every direction but beneath me, and I don't need a helmet.
Well, yeah, a cop told me once, and I said, seatbelt law is kind of like a nanny law because, like you guys had said, it's your own choice, basically. If I want to die by going through my windshield, then I'm allowed to die by going through my windshield. And then, a cop said to me, well, it's for the person that has to scrape your fucking brains off the street. But isn't it the same with a motorcycle? In fact, wouldn't it be worse?
A lot worse.
Hey, if somebody's got to scrape my brains off the street, at least my tax dollars are finally getting put to good fucking use.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what I would have told that cop, but then I probably would have got a ticket, so.
You've been arrested.
And it's crazy, like, it's just so bizarre to me that that's even a thing. Because I would never ride my motorcycle without my helmet. And I almost never wear a seatbelt.
Oh, so you just drive around listening to the ding?
You can stick a
The move for that is you go to a junkyard and cut one out, and then you just put
Yep.
it in there, and it's always good.
Yeah, I need to do that, but the problem is I can never find one of mine in a junkyard.
All right, well, so that was our California magazines segment, and we got about 15 minutes in the show left, so let's do a fucking giveaway. What we're going to do for a giveaway is if you head over to the Instagram and give us a follow and leave a comment on one of the pictures, the person with the best comment will win a sticker and patch pack or something. It'll be cool. There's these things called mag panties, which I'm gonna save for maybe the next time giveaway, where they're like a magpole, but they're panties. So, yeah, these will be for the next giveaway. So I don't know what we'll do for those, but it'll be cool. And there's either pink, blue, or white, and those are courtesy of Flippy, who brought them all into our lives. So thank you. Yeah, mag panties. All right, so I'm sticking the Instagram out there. It's intentionally left blank PC on Instagram. So give us a follow, leave a comment on a picture, and the best comment wins. And we'll wrap around to that in like 10 minutes and see how that went. Hopefully good.
See, I want to see those mag panties at rallies and stuff. So like when the local news comes around, they take the generic picture of all the guys standing there with their AR-15s at a rally, and
Panties?
yeah, you just happen to see that a couple of them have like the mag panties on the bottom of their magazines, and that made it to the front page of the news.
Like, why do all these guys got panties on their mags?
Like, look at all these big scary gun owners and their panty magazines.
Yeah. They got little flowers on them too. They're very nice. All right, so what is the future of Intentionally Left Blank hold? That's our last segment, really. So we'll be doing this bi-weekly at first, and then maybe we'll roll it into a weekly thing. There definitely is going to be a lot of giveaways and stuff like that. Hopefully some cool stuff. There's a couple lines on some pretty epic prizes. So yeah, definitely stick around for that. Interviews, all kinds of cool stuff. Some guns, some, I don't know, weird stuff too, probably. But yeah, so let's, Frankie, you want to add anything?
Thank you all for joining us tonight, and thank you so much for the support. Keep an eye out. We're going to do some exciting things. And definitely weird things, because, I'm here and I'm weird.
Yeah, we're all a little bit off, I think. But it's okay. What else? I know there was something else, probably.
Well, have you checked the comments?
Oh, yeah. Let's go look in the... All right, so we're going to look. Probably got like one comment. Let's go look. All right. We got 3 comments. So we're going to vote on Rob saying, hope you have a great show. Thanks, Rob. It's good so far. Gary, this comment intentionally left blank. I like that.
That is funny.
George, as you know, George the cat, the Gun Channel's mascot. Well, aside from George. Oh my God, both of the Gun Channel's mascots are called George. Has anyone realized that before now?
No, I guess that's, we really like George's.
Holy crap, dude. Okay, so there's 2 Gun Channel's mascots. I guess 3 if you count Teddy, because Teddy is fucking awesome too. But George the cat, Gary's cat, and then also George from Sean's work. So yeah, they're both called George. That's fucking awesome. All right, George said meow. And then Ohio Flyer said episode 1, history has been made on gun channels. Oh shit, we got another one. California EDC. What the fuck? Who the hell is this and why are you following me?
That's the
So,
comment.
that's the comment he left, yeah. That dude's super weird though. I know him and he actually, oh my god, get this. So he recently like broke his foot or something. He slipped on a puddle of what would be the PC term for spadoodle at a gay bar. And then he ended up like breaking his foot or something.
Oh.
So let's all send out positive vibes for California EDC.
Oh.
I told him to stay out of those clubs, dude, but he never listens to me. He never listens to anything I say.
Imagine being in the hospital and having to write up, like, as someone comes in, you have to write up reason for visit. Yeah.
Flipped on a romance explosion. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, send him thoughts and prayers and yeah. Hopefully he stays out of there now. He might have learned his lesson. He probably didn't. He doesn't listen to anything.
Or at least get some non-slip boots or something. Like,
Oh yeah, like non-slip shoes, like you work in like a fast food
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Like
maybe. All right. Well, we hope we get better soon and get some non-slip shoes. And yeah, I don't know why I'm following you, but I'm gonna troll you now, and I'm gonna send you a lot of inappropriate things later. But yeah. All right. So who are we picking? Who won? Let me just do one more refresh and then make sure we got everyone. All right. Who's winning? Who's winning? Let's go around the room and pick a winner. Frankie, you first.
His or Gary.
All right. I liked Gary's too.
Yeah, that was good.
Nasty Nate.
I'll go with Ohio Flyer.
I did like that one too. Potatoes O'Brien.
California EDC.
Yeah. Slim.
I guess, yeah, I'm gonna say Gary. That was funny.
All right, Gary, and then I'm gonna vote for. God, I'm voting for Gary. All right, so Gary, you're the winner of the first ever intentionally left blank podcast giveaway. And yeah, I already have your address, so I'll send you something out. And we're gonna do some patches. So we'll be giving away like patches for giveaways and stuff, and they'll be super epic. Can't buy them; you can only earn them. And yeah, one time someone told me that I'm like the box from Hellraiser or the cube from Hellraiser. So think about that when thinking about how you're going to earn these patches. So yeah, all right, we'll go around the room and shut this thing down. Ellis's show is starting in probably, I don't know, 6 minutes. So tune in and watch him. He is a great West Virginian. But yeah, Frankie, what do you got?
Oh my god, I don't know. Check out gun channels, hang out with us in lobby chat. It's a blast.
It definitely is. Sometimes it gets weird, but it's good. All right, Nate.
Thanks for hosting tonight. I appreciate letting me be on here. I'd just like to everybody check out gun channels. Definitely be an organ donor when you renew your license or ID. It's a big thing. It may not seem like a big thing, but do it. It helps a lot of people out. And if you want to check out those mag paintings, it's Hardcore Tactics if you want to see what they look like.
Oh yeah, we should find a link for that. Potatoes.
Support your local Chinese restaurant and check out owlnacre.com.
Beautiful. I like that. Slim?
Thanks for the invite. Always enjoy being on panels and stuff. Check me out pretty much everywhere. I make videos and reviews, and that's about it.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah, check us out in 2 weeks. Well, not next week.
Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
Hit me up if you need them things. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't worry about it.
Yep. If you need them things, get at potatoes. Yeah, we'll do this not next week, but the week after with some new topics, some new giveaways, and yeah, keep an eye on us and follow us on social media. And catch you next time, muffin fuckers.